This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are, January the 4th, 2023. Yes, I'm on my fourth interview so far this year. Not bad start. I did a record-breaking 170 last year. Who knows? Will I break that this year? I never try to break my records. I just try to enjoy the guest as they come. And today I have a six-time guest, folks. Not too many folks have been on my show that many times, although I'm about to have somebody on for a seventh. So, but folks, I have a musician on the show who's never anonymous. He's always here. He's always willing to come on. And you know what? It's always great to start out my year with this guy's presence. Folks, I give you the absolutely talented TJ Doyle. How do you do, TJ?
I'm doing great. And how about yourself?
I'm doing great. Since I spoke to you last, I started working at the hospital here as a housekeeper and COVID cleaner. So finally making a little bit of good money for once.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's better than what you were doing before.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, this I can't believe it's been like I usually have guests on once a year unless they're on with somebody else. Um I make an exception for that, but so basically, oh my goodness, this is your sixth time on here. Where does the time go? We've known each other for over 5 years.
I know we have. Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it, does it?
No, no,
No?
because we just get together once a year, but it's always like in early January.
Yeah,
And
well, I always have it listed, my guests. Now, I don't ha have guests categorized like this. I've had some guests that are on several different months.
mhm.
But when I go to see, look, who am I going to have back? I start with January, and I look, and of course, um, I know that you don't appear anywhere else in the year, and you're not the only one that don't appear. I guess it's about to appear on here a seventh times the same way, but so I'm like, because if I waited, I might it might slip my mind.
Yeah.
So I make a list of people uh who I'm going to reach out to. So you were on top of that list. So there you go.
Well, I'm glad we're talking.
Yeah, I absolutely am too. Um, I had Mike Gormley on last year for the third time,
Yeah.
and first time we've done a Zoom chat. But he was the one, of course, that connected us. You're not affiliated with him anymore, huh?
No.
No. Okay. I have mentioned to him that I've had you on several times, and you're not the only one that he sent my way that I've had on several times. He seems to affiliate with some really good people.
Yeah.
Ki Kimberly Haynes I had on last year, and
Yeah, I remember her.
yeah, Lisa Langlois from the movie class of 1984 is good friends with me,
Oh.
you know. So, but I think out of everybody he sent my way, I think I've had you on the most. So,
Well, that's great.
yep. And he's always sent me down to earth people. But I always love hearing stories about you walking your dog and doing your music.
Yeah, my dog is now 4 years old, and he's still loving his life.
hmm Did you take him for a walk today, or is that for
Yes, I
later
did.
on?
No, I did that this morning.
Now, does he get one or two or three walks a day?
He gets two.
There you go. Or does he take you for a walk?
Well, we go together. He's very, very, very good on a walk.
There you
He's made
go.
he's made so many friends uh, on his walks with me, and I've made friends too because he just likes everyone. So,
Pets are nice. Like I've still got Skittles here, and actually he's on my mug. One of my coworkers at the hospital
uh,
did put Skittles on a mug
oh,
and
that's
in a
great.
t-shirt, although I don't have the t-shirt on,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've had
Well,
Skittles for a
there's a picture of Casey.
There you go. There you go. I recognize that face.
It went off. Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go. There you go. So you've had Casey for 4 years, huh?
Yep.
There you go. Well, that's always nice to have. The pets are a nice company.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
So,
seeing the world through their eyes sometimes is very helpful.
oh yeah. But yeah, the world through my cat's eyes is I want treats and the cat's not go clean the apartment up. So I'm
No.
like, come on, I clean all the time at the hospital. Come on, kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty just sleeps.
Yeah. Well, you can't count on them to clean up for you.
You know what? I wear a CPAP machine when I sleep because
Yeah.
I have sleep apnea.
Hmm.
But one of the things that always tickles me is my cat will jump up, and I always feel it don't matter how deep asleep I am, I feel that thud on the bed.
Uh,
And he walks up on top of me, and sometimes he'll go right around beside me, or he'll walk right up to me, and he'll rub against the CPAP machine thing,
uh, uh,
right in my nose. And there's something about that I find so endearing and amusing.
yes.
Yeah. But nonetheless, you're in California. I'm 4 hours ahead of you here. So we're
Yep.
getting into our evening and you're in your afternoon. But I love to rib you Californian folks, because you folks don't know what cold is.
Well, it's been pretty chilly here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we've been in the 40s mostly at night, which is good.
40s?
Yeah, that's really good for here.
40s is t-shirt and shorts weather here.
Yeah, and then we get into the 30s every now and then.
I bet you guys are confused when Canadians get off those planes, and you guys feel they're underdressed.
Well, I used to live in the winter areas of the United States,
hmm
and so I do know what that is, and
Oh, I bet you do,
I'm
but
happy that I don't now.
I love ribbing you folks. I've heard the stories of you guys know when Canadians get off the plane because you feel the chill, but they don't. I don't know what it is here in terms of the weather right now. It's not too bad out, really, but I
Well, it
only
looks
live a
like it's
four.
rained there because I see water droplets on your background.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've had people say, you need to do something about your background 'cause my apartment's messy. And I'm like, yeah, but my apartment's real. I put the background, it feels like I'm hiding something, but I'm like, okay, I'll put the background up.
Yeah, well, I think the background's good. Yeah, it looks good.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll be the python crawling through the grass, talking to a musician about his doggy. So how was your Christmas?
It was good. Yeah, we had a very nice Christmas this year.
Yeah? Was your dog excited for Christmas? I bet you got him lots of stuff, didn't you?
Well, we got him a few things, and he pulled his own stocking down before he had this stuff in there. And then we put the stuff in there, and then he had a great time with it. But
You know what? Santa didn't come to me. In fact, he didn't even feel I was good enough for a coal.
you
But
didn't get
he
it, you
found
didn't,
Skittles.
huh?
He found Skittles. Actually, a couple of my coworkers found Skittles too. I'd be working at the hospital. I'd be on break. Like, we have something for Skittles. And I'm like, what about me? Skittles didn't show up tonight. Oh yeah, Skittles got some stuff, but I find it delightful that some of my my coworkers have see I got a two-word vocabulary at work. One, Skittles, two, Toronto, because eventually we'll move to Toronto. And so it's like that's what people hear from me is Skittles in Toronto.
Are you
So
planning to move to Toronto?
eventually I would like to. I don't know when. I want to get some money saved up, but I wouldn't mind working at a hospital in Toronto, you know, because the money's good and I like the people I'm working with here, but I go to Toronto every year and I always see Lisa Langlois when I go there. She's become a dear friend and um, she was the one that connected me with Mike,
Oh,
but she now lives in Toronto, so and she's done a lot to help me increase my brand.
well,
I'm a
that's
lot,
nice.
yeah. So she thinks I can do it. Um, for me, it's baby steps,
I think you
because
can do it.
yeah. Well, I turned 50 last year, and it wasn't until I was like what 45 that I 45 or something like that that I actually went to Toronto for the first time. I never traveled before that, had no desire to. But when she
Oh,
invited me to assist her at a con, I couldn't say no to that, and it changed my life. So,
well, that sounds great. I think
yeah,
you might be headed toward Toronto.
yep, I think so, Right now, though, I
You
am
can still
here.
do this from Toronto.
I can. I can. I can absolutely. Actually, this is a new laptop I'm on because my laptop conked out when I was in Toronto last. So I got this one and so it's been very good. So
I have a new laptop also.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why we had a little trouble with the audio at first, I think.
Ah, well, I this is my third laptop. Um, I always get a Dell. That's what my younger brother's good with these, so he's got my other two if he needs parts off them or whatever. But I got this, and so I just paid the Visa bill for it, and I was wondering why my Visa bill was so big, and I was like, what did I spend money on? When I saw a laptop, I was like, okay, makes sense. Yeah. I got a pretty expensive laptop because my brother knows what I do, and he wants to make sure I've got lots of space and all this, so he knows what he's doing, so I trust his advice on that. But anyway, I love having you on every year and hearing what you're doing musically. And of course, I still love that song Anonymous, among others, but I love the song Anonymous. That's a great song. I think it's an important song. I've often been an advocate for mental health, and so many people out there feel like they're not being seen. If you
Right,
see the stuff I see at the hospital, uh, anonymous is something people don't want,
right.
and people want to know that they're loved and valued and cherished and matter,
Yeah,
and
that's why I wrote the song.
yeah, I love that song. I think it's a very important song. I think it should be heard by more people, and I don't know where you come up with that, but it tells me a lot about you because you listen to the radio on average. Like I don't listen to the radio anymore, but you hear a lot of songs that have got the electronics done up and this and that and voices going everywhere. And I don't know what to think about a lot of today's music. Um, but there's a lot of songs that just seem to be meaningless love songs that you don't really listen to. You don't really think about what they're saying. They're just kind of playing the background. And you get
Right.
something like Anonymous, or even back in the day, Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy. There's a reason
Yeah.
that song did well because it was had a very different sound to it, but it had a really nice message to it. Songs like that, when they come along, they stand out.
They do.
Yep. So, where do you get your inspiration for writing songs? Like, what is it that
Well,
uh
one thing I do is
hmm
I know that we're all pretty much the same
yeah,
inside here, our
yeah,
hearts. And when you take things, when you understand that, you're able to look into yourself to find something that can touch another person. And so that's what I do. And I did that with my latest song, uh, Shine.
shine.
Yes. And that song is actually, it's on the top 40 and number 30 right now. And the AC top 40 is number 22.
Oh, nice.
So it's this year I've put it out to radio in a way that I haven't before.
Excellent. But shine, I bet you I could just from the title, I bet you I know what that song's about.
Oh, yeah?
It's about people reaching their full potential, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You certainly got a lot of that, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But you're writing songs that inspire, and you actually think about what you're writing, which is something I can't say for everybody, you know. But certainly with you, and certainly with some of the other people I've talked to, like Kimberly Haynes, for example, people that think about what they write.
Yeah.
Now, last year, of course, we're still had the COVID thing going on, but did you get out and perform any?
No.
No? You're still a little trepidatious about that?
Well, I just don't. I'm waiting for the endemic to start.
Endemic?
Yeah. And to go from pandemic to endemic.
Yeah. You know what?
And I thought that might happen last year, but it didn't. And right now, there's about 2,300 cases of COVID in LA County. And that's for the
Okay.
whole county. And it's a pretty populous county. It went up as high as 37 after Thanksgiving, and now it's probably going to go back up again for a little bit after Christmas. And then it'll start going down again.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets down low enough, then there's an opportunity for it to segue into an endemic. An endemic is much more manageable.
I started going back to the movie theater in July 2020. I never got COVID, knock on wood, I hope not to, but I work within it all the time there at the hospital. So
Can I knock on you? Here,
yeah. Well, at the hospital, like I said, we got rooms we have to terminal do terminal cleans on, because we have to get
yeah,
shield up and masked up and the robes and all that. We got to do that. And I work a lot in the ER, which is always, to me, in my opinion, the busiest spot is the ER.
yes,
Yep. And I work a lot of times overnights, and even overnight, it's pretty busy. But nonetheless, I never got COVID, and I hope never to get it. But
well, I hope you don't either.
yeah, but it hasn't stopped me. And I guess we're all different, but it hasn't stopped me from going out and around. Like I went to Toronto in 2021, and I went to a Halloween street party. Of course, I was masked up, but
Yeah.
That was in Toronto, and I was in amongst all these people. So I don't know whether I'm just whether I'm ignorant or just not scared. I don't know, but I got my I don't have a booster, but I got my two shots, and I've done all right so far. Knock on wood, you know. But
Well, I've gotten the boosters
yeah,
and the two shots.
yeah,
So the last booster I got was the bivalent uh, booster.
okay, yeah.
But I'm
No,
still
you still
careful.
what?
I'm
Yeah.
still careful. You know, when we go into a grocery store, we always have masks on.
Hmm.
We're sometimes the only people with masks on, and unfortunately, people have gotten so sick of taking good care of themselves that in many instances they take chances that they shouldn't.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Of course, I just live here alone with Skittles, so I don't really see a lot of people until I'm at the hospital. And we are masked up there, of course, you know.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
I vision. Do
yeah,
you like that
abs
better than what you were doing before?
yes. Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot more people around.
Well, here's the problem with what I was doing before is I would use one paycheck to pay my rent, and then the next paycheck would go into my bills, and then I'd have to go into my savings took a sh massive uh shot with my
Hmm.
other job because they weren't paying me well.
Yeah.
Like I was making some what $13 an hour,
Oh,
and at the hospital, it was somebody in one of the buildings. It was an office building I was cleaning. Told me about the hospital, and I'm making a hell of a lot more than $13 an hour there.
that's good.
Yep,
I'm
I'm
happy
able.
for you.
Yeah, I'm able to pay my rent, have a little money left over, pay my Visa bill. I don't owe any debt, so I always keep my Visa paid up.
And
I
now
took a
you can
bit,
even dream about moving to Toronto.
yeah. Well, I took a bit of a hit with my laptop, but that's kind of understandable, you know. It's not like I buy expensive stuff like that a lot, and it was kind of a necessity that I have a laptop. But nonetheless, I'm able to put some money away and slowly build up on because my savings account was really, really healthy. And now it kind of needs to be repaired, so to speak. Because
Sure.
here's the problem with cleaning jobs. Not that I want to get off topic of what our main topic is, but problem is with a lot of cleaning companies is they all bid on these locations.
Hmm.
And of course, the lowest bidder gets the location. And of
Right.
course, um, the
Because
lowest
it's a
bidder,
low bidder, it pays less.
yeah. And so it affects the people actually going in and doing the cleaning. It doesn't
Right.
affect your boss so much, it affects you.
Right.
So you get paid really low. And so at the hospital, it's a little different story, you know?
Well, I think
So,
that's great.
yeah.
Good
So
for
I
you.
imagine I could probably make something happen in the hospital in Toronto, you know, but I started at this hospital in March 2022. I don't want to leave them right now. You know, I want to stick it out, learn a lot more of what I'm doing, and um, maybe 2024 I might make that decision. You know, I just I want to learn more of what I'm doing there, and so I have something to offer when I decide to make that big step to Toronto.
That's great.
Yeah. But anyway, you've been writing a lot of music and whatnot, and you wrote Shine. Um, so talk about some of the other songs that you have ready to release and the stories behind those.
Well, it's funny. I I've been talking to a movie producer
Hmm.
about doing some music for a movie.
Nice.
and I created a piano piece that then my keyboardist did some strings with, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's just a beautiful thematic sort of thing that would launch a movie. You know,
Hmm.
it's not John Williams, of course,
Well, you know
but
what? Never
it's
sell
sort of
yourself short.
yeah,
Never sell yourself short.
but it's really quite pretty, and
Hmm.
what my keyboard player did with it, he did a fantastic job too.
Are you able to talk about the movie, or is that
Well, it's not. It hasn't been all put together yet.
that's okay.
So,
That's
so,
okay.
but when it does, I'm on the team for making the music. So,
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Do you have any favorite film composers? I imagine you have a love for John Williams, of course.
well, John Williams, I know his work from a lot of the movies I've seen,
Hmm.
because he's the preeminent uh, movie guy, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any favorites. One thing I do is I sort of approach every song from the perspective of what does it mean here, and how
Hmm.
will it feel to someone else. And so I do that. And so I'm not sure what my next song will be, but I have a couple musical ideas that I'm going to put lyrics to.
Now, this one for the movie, is it going to have lyrics or just music?
There will be some lyrics. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, the the first thing I did was instrumental, but there will be some lyrics. It's a
Now
coming of
here's
age story
yeah.
for the first black uh, pilot,
Okay.
and she came up through her religious background, and then she met the right people and ended up flying, you know, acrobatic flying and all that, and then after a time, she crashed, and that was it. But it's a great story about her life, and so that's the idea behind it.
Well, here's a question. It's one thing putting lyrics to something, but music. Now, because lyrics is something we hear,
Yes,
music's something we feel.
right.
How do you? Now, I'm not a musician, so I'm not the one to ask on this, but with you, if you're doing a musical piece, how do you go about expressing or get translating to the audience what you're trying to convey?
Well, I
Because
sort of
music's a
I
language
sort
all
of
its
came up
own.
with an iconic uh, phrase
Hmm.
that I repeat around different chords, and then so it almost has lyrics to it, but there are no lyrics to it because it's a theme for a movie.
Uh-huh. But even if it's not a movie, it could be just a regular song. Now, um,
Not really. No, this was set up. I created it specifically for this movie.
oh, okay, okay. So, do you have is 2023? Because I'm not sure if last year you had mentioned Shine or not, but I'm wondering if you have a new album coming out.
Well, it's funny that you should say that. I'm
Okay.
thinking about putting together a greatest hits album because the Shine was my 30th 35th release.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
did. Yeah, and so I'll what I plan to do is redo the songs now with the group I have playing like Shine, and redoing the songs and bringing them up to date and releasing it as a, a, a redone uh, greatest hits album.
Oh, wow. Now you say that was your, what'd you say, 35th release?
Yes.
So how do you decide how many songs go on this album?
Well, this I'm going to be, I when the Radio Indie Alliance was doing my things for so long, I was on their charts for 3 years every week, and mostly in the top 10. So I'm going to do the songs that were the highest in that period of time, but I'm going to redo the songs, and I'm going to have them mixed by the guy who mixed Shine, and he did a fantastic job. So,
Now, where did you meet this fella?
well, uh, he's the guy who produced Prince.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
So,
just interviewed somebody who knew Prince quite well.
oh yeah,
Not yeah, yeah. Last year, yeah. Yeah, that's quite a connection.
yeah, it is.
Mhm.
He's really great.
So, excuse me. Um, so you made the connection with him, and you go collaborate this. Now,
His name is David Z. Rivkin, Rivkin.
oh, there you go. So when you take a song like Shine or Anonymous or whatnot, how do you decide what you're gonna do different with them?
What do you mean different?
Like like I hear the song as you released it, and you're bringing this fellow in, and you're going to do the upgrade for the greatest hits.
Yeah.
So how do you decide? How is it decided how what changes are going to be made musically? Like,
Well, they're not going to be, the songs are already written. So I'm
mhm.
just going to bring them up to date by bringing the musicians that I had now have working with me to do the whole album.
Okay,
Whereas, I had my first album was done with Rock Dedrick and David Sutton on bass and drums. My
okay.
second album was done with a couple other guys. But what I'm doing on Shine incorporates a great bassist and a great drummer that weren't around when I did those songs. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're
so
saying.
I'm going to bring them all up to date with the great people I'm working with now.
Do you, this might sound like a silly question, but do you miss performing live?
I do. I play while we're making dinner. I play a song almost every night, and I play it with like I'm doing it. So it helps me to feel like I'm playing and I do a good job. And so I'm ready when I feel it's safe enough to get out there and do that. Plus, I'm getting airplay now in on 45 stations across the U.S. right now. So there's pockets of people who probably would like to see a live show.
Absolutely. I've played your music at the station. I haven't been into the station for a little bit though, because of my hospital schedule.
Yeah,
I usually do my live show there Sunday nights, and um, I don't know. It's been almost a month since I've been in there. Um, when you get done work at the hospital, you're usually pretty tired, so you usually getting up there for the evening is usually I have to have a good amount of space in there to rest up,
yeah,
but nonetheless, you do get airplay from me. So there you go.
that's nice. And you listen to Shine, right?
I have listened to Shine. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, yep. I believe you've sent me a few of those tracks. I always had a love for Anonymous because that really spoke to me personally.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, because I know what that's like to be overlooked and not seen. I know what that feels like.
Well, with Shine, I was sort of amazed by how many periodical writers uh, wanted to review it and how
Hmm.
superlative their reviews were. That's really what made me decide to put it out for radio promotion.
Now, since we talked last, you because I've seen some of the instruments you play, and do you have anything new you like during the pandemic? Is there anything instrumental that you're working on that you haven't tapped into before, or something you're experimenting with musically?
No, I would say I don't play much piano, but I wrote that uh, movie music on the piano.
Okay, but other than that, you don't venture too far from what you're familiar with, huh?
Not really, no, because I
No.
don't. I mean, I it's usually piano related or it's definitely guitar related because I have a wonderful acoustic guitar, wonderful sounding acoustic guitar, and I also have an electric guitar and a great amplifier. So I'm not inclined to play, go for woodwind instruments or anything like that because
No, but
I
no,
just
that makes sense. That makes
yeah
sense. So, what else do we have coming up? Is the greatest hits the only thing on the menu coming up?
yeah that's about it because that's going to be a pretty big endeavor
Okay, hell, now when do we expect that to come out?
next year sometime.
Next year.
Or
Okay.
no, actually this year sometime. I would think by the fall of this year.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's great. Anything else you want to promote on here? Any charities or anything like that that you want to
No,
bring up?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's
No,
such
I
a pleasure
always.
talking to you. It's been we 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 go way back really. So
You know what? I enjoy having you come on here every year, because it's I don't get a lot of musicians on here. I do get a few, and it's always nice to when I have you come on here, you always seem to like coming in here today for this interview. Um, for example, all I knew is that you're going to have updates. I didn't know quite what your updates were going to be,
yeah.
but I knew you were going to have updates, because you're always working on something. Like even the pandemic really hasn't stopped you from working on something. And that's why I keep coming back and having you come on every year.
Well, that's great. Uh, I'm always willing to share what I'm doing with you.
Yeah. Can you believe it? I can't believe it's been 6 times you've been on here.
Yeah.
6 times.
And
You have other, huh?
the first time was anonymous, but President.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Mike Gormley had connected me with you, and then we've talked every year since. 6 years ago. So that would have been, what would it would have been 6 years ago. 2017, really? You
Yeah.
were on here in 2017, or were you?
Huh?
Maybe
Yeah.
you were on here in 2017.
I bet I was. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, 2017. I remember, let me see. No, it says 2018. Huh. Okay. Well, you're still on here six. I didn't make a mistake on that.
Yeah.
Um, but nonetheless, this has been a lot of fun, and like I said, I'll be checking in next year to say next year we'll be able to talk about this greatest hits album and the venture it took for you to put that together.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, how many songs are you gonna put on it, do you know?
Probably about 10.
10? 10 out of the
Be-
35, really?
between 8 and 10. Yeah.
Okay, because you got quite the catalog of songs. Um, I'm actually surprised you're gonna limit it to 8 to 10.
Well, you can't, I'm not going to make a double album.
You sure? We everybody I think would love a double album. No, 8 to 10 songs, that sounds good. And next year you can promote that on here and and hopefully, knock on wood, this pandemic will take the hint finally and go away, and maybe we can get you out there performing live again
Yes. When it's endemic, I will be.
when it's endemic. You know what? I like the sound of that. Endemic. Let's
Yeah,
end it.
well, what endemic means is that we can live with it without it. It basically means that we're no longer at risk of getting it because it's there's a level of resistance against it.
Yep. Well, it's about time. About time. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's always wonderful chatting with you, TJ. I'm glad you had a great Christmas. Um, and I want to wish you a happy New Year, of course, and
Well, thank
hopefully,
you. You know, when you say Happy New Year to someone, that's really on a very personal level because it doesn't mean the rest of the world. It means you and your your life. And so when I say Happy New Year to you, I'm talking about I want you to have the best possible year ever.
well, you know what? That's what I'm aiming for. Um, I think we all should keep creating, have a passion for something. Um, I know I get a job, I go to work, and it's been fulfilling. But of course, my passion is doing the show. And I finally moved to Spotify this year.
You did.
Yep, yep. I because my stuff has always been on YouTube, but I had another podcaster had told me, asked me about if I ever thought about putting myself on other platforms, and I said I don't know anything about how to do that. And he showed me how to do that, and I was like, okay. So I have an
Good for you.
interview a day go up on Spotify, starting back in my 2015 ones. And So I'm like, okay, I like that. I like that. Why not? Why not?
Well,
So
good.
yeah. So then maybe more people get to hear my show and get introduced to talented folks like yourself, you know?
Well, I hope that that does happen for you, and I
Yeah.
hope that you'll attract many Spotify people to your podcast.
Well, I know a lot of people listen to Spotify, and I always tell people, people don't want to watch it, just listen. Some people listen in their cars going to and from work. I know a film director that does that, listens to my show going to and from work. Actually, he works at a hospital too in New York. So,
Oh.
yep. So, and he listens. So, y- yeah, that's a lot of times I'm working on something, on the computer. I have something on that I can listen to as I'm doing it. So, yeah,
Ah,
that works out for me. Yeah.
well, good.
Six times. Six times I've had you on here. That is fantastic. And you know what? I'm always looking forward to hearing what you're doing. And I'm looking forward to having you come back on next year and
Well,
hearing
I'm
about this greatest hits album.
I'm always looking forward to seeing you as well.
Absolutely. And of course, we're connected on Facebook, so I get to see your updates on there as well.
Well, great.
Absolutely. TJ, keep creating and keep inspiring, I like that you think about what you're doing as opposed to just throwing something out there. I like that. That is the kind of innovation I want to see artists strive for.
Well, good. Thank you very much for saying that.
Absolutely. And Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you.
Absolutely. God bless you. You go
Well,
out and take the dog for another stroll.
it's raining, so I think we'll wait for a while.
He doesn't like the rain?
Oh no, we have a storm hitting us that's going to probably give us 4 to 8 inches of rain.
Ah, you guys don't get a lot of rain in California, do you?
We do. We have
Oh,
though.
do you?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. I've
we
never
have
been to California, just going by what I hear.
we have 17.11 inches of rain right now
Okay.
since July 1st.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, enjoy.
Well, you too, and take good care, my friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Skittles didn't join us today. He didn't join us today.
Uh,
He's around here somewhere. Probably hiding. He knows I'm gonna stick him on here if he gets close enough.
well,
Anyway, take care.
you take
Take
care
care,
too.
my friend.
All right.
All right.